season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the second overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
In only 2 seasons, Stroud showed all he needed to at Ohio State. All-American, Heisman Finals, program records galore. He looked every bit like the #1 overall pick. He went number 2, but Houston is thrilled to have him.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. They go right back to Singletary. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
They'll give this to Singletary running right. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now to change things up, Stroud will throw it.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 36. That one goes for 24 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 5.
Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
They'll run for the first time with the former Bearcat, Mike Boone. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Devin Singletary. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Texans are on the board here first in the season opener.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Here's the 4th-year man, J.K. Dobbins. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Coming in, he really likes his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance, because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Singletary to get the drive started, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Singletary again, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that his defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Texans football to start Q2. Here's Cameron Johnston now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And taken at the 46. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
Good play there by Bateman. Nice catch and a first down. Trying to overcome what was largely a lost season in 2022 with only 6 games played and under 300 yards. Hoping this year can be a big one for him.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 14 yards that time and a first down on the keeper. They go play action with Jackson. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Here's Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the Texans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. Here's Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schultz. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. 4th down, Stroud going to try to throw for it. That's to the veteran. It's Robert Woods. But he does have first down yardage. They'll run a draw now with Singletary. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. The tackle by Robert Quinn.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And quickly they get to the line. He's got his man, Schultz, coming across the formation. Throwing now is Stroud. Now they go screen. It's complete. Touchdown. Devin Singletary. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Texans go up by 2 touchdowns. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes, and we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such, but 2 kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it in college. I don't like it in the NFL. I want to have something different, and I really wanted the special teams coaches to be a little bit more involved. But I do understand why the league is doing it. They believe it promotes safety, and it's hard to argue against that.
What about, this is the other one, guys can now wear the number 0. We've already seen some make the switch, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Braxton Berrios, amongst others.
Yeah, and you know something? When you see those guys make that move, I don't mind that at all right? A little more expressionism for these guys. I love it. I just think we didn't go far enough. What about double 0, like Jim Otto used to wear or Kenny Burrow used to wear? Let's add that back to the NFL jerseys.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Jackson. His throw incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Now it's Jackson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Desmond King picks it, and the Texans force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess. That allows for extra yardage on the return.
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. Past the 20. 34 yards to gain that time, another first down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Here's Stroud. He'll buy some time, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Stroud. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half.
So it looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Now Jackson on second down.
It's caught by OBJ. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's taken on the 25. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half.
Let's go.
On 1st down, they'll start out with Singletary. He'll be dropped at the 30. The first broken tackle couldn't bust him free. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Cameron Johnston now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And a short pickup to about the 25. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional in the battle of game plans.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway.
The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. We always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week one. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And the Texans are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Stroud now on 2nd down. This ball caught by Mechie. Touchdown, Texans. John Mechie, 30 yards. And the Texans are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. And the Ravens taking the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Duvernay. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Jackson options out left, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Stroud now on 1st and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They find some open field here. And he'll be out right at the 35. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. On 1st down, here's Stroud. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. Singletary. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Play action. Stroud now. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. They'll look to run with Singletary. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Devin Singletary with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Texans are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into Week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. 23 yards, the final tally. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. Jackson now. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
That's good for a Baltimore Raven. 1st and 10.
To throw again is Jackson. Targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's another 1st down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And this is caught at the 8. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there. Maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Here we go, here we go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets it down to the 32. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. 1st and 10, it's Stroud. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down. Singletary here running out of the gun. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
A give up the middle to Singletary. And the Texans are going to have what looks to be a 1st and goal as he'll take this down to the 10-yard line. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to